acknowledging Christ boldly involves us being willing to engage in meaningful conversations with others. Now, I know that some of you might be afraid to engage in meaningful conversations with others because they might ask a question you can't answer. Anybody concerned about that? Just the pastor. That's okay. It's okay for people to have discussion with others and them ask questions that you can't answer. I would argue, if we're being honest, we all have questions that we can't answer. That's part of having that discussion. However, as we're having that discussion, we're able to share how Jesus has worked in our lives and brought hope and brought truth as we read through the scripture. But probably the most compelling way to witness to our faith is the way we live our lives on a daily basis. Acknowledging Christ boldly means aligning our actions, our attitudes, our values with the teachings of Jesus. It involves actually demonstrating love and compassion and humility and integrity. Not just talking about it, but actually doing it. When people see how we live our lives, do they see Jesus in the way we act? Because acknowledging Christ boldly requires courage. It requires conviction, especially in a culture that can be hostile or indifferent to Christian faith. But it means we're willing to overcome our fear of rejection or ridicule or persecution and put our trust in God's strength. And that can be an encouragement to others. And as we do that, we can fulfill our call to be salt and light in the world. If you're going through Bible Adventure of the New Testament, you read about that back in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, where we're told that we should be a salt and light in the world. Our lives should be a testimony to the transforming power of the gospel, bringing light into the darkness, sharing Christ's transforming love with a broken and fallen world. But acknowledging Christ boldly is more than a one-time declaration. It's not about just saying that we're going to do it. It is a lifelong commitment to living as a disciple. And as I said, it requires courage, it requires authenticity, it requires unwavering faith in the midst of a world that may oppose or may misunderstand what we're talking about. But we got to tell people about Jesus in tangible ways. We got to live like Jesus so people may want what we have.